G'day everyone and welcome back to Baggers Podcast 25. I'm your host Henry and you are
Louis from the Perth Blue Baggers pod.
let's get straight into it. How good is it to hit 100 subs? Woohoo!
Hey.
Unreal. What an effort. Thank you everyone for obviously 100 subs. The amount of attention that we've brought over the last, I'd say, month or so has been simply unreal. Thank you all for listening, taking time out of your days. Louis and I put a lot of time into these, and to see that it's slowly starting to come back is a lovely sight to see. And yeah, it's great. Is it anything you want to say, Louis?
Oh no, yeah. Thank you for turning up. Unlike certain other AFL team, obviously we turn up, and the fans do too. So it's a reflection of how good this community is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're always going to show up. If we lose by 100 to North, it might be a different story, but we always play shit against Adelaide. So let's jump into it. Oh Jesus,
Here comes the venting.
That was so embarrassing. That's the most embarrassing performance I've seen from 2018 onwards. Except for that Port game, where Mark Murphy played his last game. That is absolutely weak. Coming off a strong win against Geelong, going to Adelaide, full of confidence. Adelaide have either winning games by a fair bit, actually being a good team, or they're losing to I don't know who they lost to, but it's absolutely shocking. I'm so sick of just getting ahead of ourselves, I guess, and then not being able to show up the next week. That's just so disappointing.
To be honest, I was more embarrassed after round one, losing to the Tigers. But this was a very much a different type of loss. So we were consistently bad for 4 quarters rather than our normal second half fade outs. We weren't even strong in one bloody quarter. We threw nothing at them, and we had no momentum. Nothing. It was ugly. It was just disrespectful to the game.
Sure was.
To see the lack of effort from those players.
Yep.
Effort requires no skill on it. Adelaide are not a 60-point better team than us. Look, going into this game and going, ladder predictions and whatever at the start of the year, I gave Adelaide this win, but I wanted it to be close at least and not get smashed as we usually do over there. This is unacceptable, and it needs a big change next week. Big change.
Yep. I'm not really hearing a lot of rumours, but I'd like to, if I was one of the team selecting people, we'll get into that a bit later on, people that should get dropped, but there's at least fucking 15 of them that should be. That was absolutely piss weak. That's shocking.
The biggest problem, I would say, is the lack of all-round effort. So I would struggle to even find 5 good players. Patrick Cripps, Ollie Hollands, and Nick Haynes, probably 3 good ones. George Hewitt and Chera tried, but they just didn't have as much impact, especially Chera. Walsh had no impact. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's go into it. I'll go into some of my thoughts, and then we'll do the usual comparison of team stats. So obviously we got the slow start. Game was lost in 5 minutes, basically. There was no intensity or pressure. It was the poor defensive structure from the very beginning. I just knew it. You just tell that we were not on. Crows found space too easily and like transitioned coast to coast. We were smashed in the contest, beaten at clearance. I'll go into those stats soon. No forward structure really. Charlie was good, made some effort up the ground, getting marks, goals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, small forwards. Harry didn't do well. That was bad. What else can I say? Constant turnovers. Look into those stats soon as well. Bro, we could not handle Adelaide's speed and pressure.
Yeah, I know.
That I was worried coming into that would be a problem actually. It was just a real lack of cohesion. So players looked disconnected. The system and effort broke down completely. Obviously I had no momentum swings whatsoever. No, every Carlton goal was followed by an Adelaide reply, which killed belief.
Yep.
You add yours and I'll go into these stats.
There's one bloke that I don't even want to point out, but it's I don't know. It's just terrible. The way that Harry couldn't even get himself up the ground at all.
He's doing the normal Charlie job that Charlie did today. Where was Harry's Geelong performance? I don't know. But look, he might still be going through his mental health problems and whatever. Speaking of mental health, I have a serious concern for some fans around. The pile on to players like Jesse Motlop is ludicrous. You just can't make jokes like that and make content. The memes need to stop.
Yep. There's one bloke in a Carlton content group, you know exactly who you are. He literally just texted the group just then. You need help. Really, really badly. You need God. Really, really badly. That is the things that people can hide behind a keyboard and say is so hostile. So bad. Even telling people to kill himself. I saw something about that for Motlop. He's had 2 shit games. McCain's had 2 shit games, and look where he's at now.
Look, I'm not going to deny he hasn't been very good these last 7 games or last year much. But, first of all, he's much better than any of you.
Yeah.
Any couch critic, I think that's what you'd call it. We sit on our bums doing nothing. Some of these guys don't even exercise once a day.
Exactly.
All they do is sit at home all day, live off Centrelink. It's the 1% of the fans, okay? But these 1% are magnified, and it just one person saying something can make a huge impact. It cannot be underestimated.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Let that sink in for a bit.
Yeah, I want to add one more quick thing. I'd say there's at least three worse people than Motlop at the moment. I don't know if it's something to do with his colour or what it could be. Yeah. But it needs to stop really, really bad. It needs to stop right now.
And those idiots would be the first ones to glorify him too.
Oh, yeah, he makes one silly mistake and it's friggin' over for him.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go into these stats. So, we lost a disposal count, 380 to 11. Inside 50s, 58-36. What the fuck is that? Jesus. That's where we normally dominate. Our average for this year was 56.9. Disposal efficiency, we were a bit better than usual, actually. Efficiency inside 50, 41.7% compared to their 53.4%. It's the stats that matter. It's things like that. Hit outs, TDK didn't do so well in the ruck battle.
He got killed.
Clearances, we lost 38 to 30 there. That's another strong point of ours. We normally average 40.9. Center clearances, that's where it all started. 16 to 6, we lost.
Yeah,
that
from the first bounce as well. Like, it wasn't even halfway through the first quarter. It was the first bounce.
Yeah. Stoppage clearances, we somehow beat them 24 to 22 there, but that's relatively equal. Again, below our normal 2025 average, which is 29. Possession, contested possessions, that's our strong point. Contest and pressure, 142 is our normal average, and we lose 129 to 112. Our 2025 average is better than their 2025 average. Maybe it was a plane trip that just sucked out our energy. I don't know. Now this is where the game was effectively won by Adelaide. The fact that they were able to get uncontested possessions, and then that's where all their speed comes from, right? So 255 to 192. That is a huge gap. Well, it's like 60. Our normal average is 217.6. Anyway, go.
I think the really sad thing is how we let Jordan Dawson get away. Their own skipper. He played the game of his life. That's the best game I've ever seen Jordan Dawson play. And I actually watch a few Adelaide Crows games.
Yeah.
And normally he doesn't have that much of an impact. Normally Josh Rochelle doesn't have that much of an impact. The fact that Ben Keys didn't have much of an impact, but we still lost by 63 goddamn points.
That was a positive. We actually kept Keys at bay a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the only sort of positive we can take out of the game.
Which is pretty depleting, actually. So possession was at 46% for Adelaide, and our possession was at 39%. So they clearly had most of the possession that match. Marks. Oh, can't wait to say this one. So initially 120 to 94 marks, right, is it's okay. We're not around the average of 95.3 for our usual numbers. But they were much ahead than their normal 2025 average. It was 95.3. Now, the fun part, well, not so fun, but the conclusive part.
Yep.
20 marks inside 50 for Adelaide. I don't know how you can see that much inside 50s. To our 6. That shows a severe lack of defense structure to do that. Weeters was the only person that could prevent. If we had Weeters, it'd be 40 to 9 or something like that. If we didn't have him. Contested marks 17 to 9. Again, that's disgusting. Obviously, scoring there was 16 goals to our 7. That also shows that we were unable to stop them from scoring. And they were at 14 points. They could have kicked more. We could have lost by like 80. Time in front, 121 minutes and 42 seconds to 0-0-0-0. We were not even in the lead.
I better throw something. Just piss me off.
Now, I'm not done yet. Here we go. We actually did something good for once, but it's way below our normal average. 46 tackles to 36. But
yeah, tackling all right. I have to give us that.
We didn't stick a lot of tackles, I feel.
Yeah.
We were just maybe it was their speed. But 66.9 is our normal average for that. So we should be better. Tackles inside 50, 8 to 6, relatively equal. But normally our which has been so good at lately, has been our tackles inside 50, especially against North Melbourne. We only got 6. That's not good. 1% is.
To be fair,
and that's us done.
Well, that's good. I was about to throw something when I heard that Marks stat.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing to come out of that. The marks inside 50.
Yeah.
Now,
Jeez.
JSOS certainly left a big hole in it,
It
but
should.
did we didn't have JSOS last year, and we managed okay.
Yeah.
I think this is just us showing that we just lacked cohesion, I guess.
Yeah.
We just
Oh,
conceded too many. I don't know how you fix this. I think maybe it's actually, well, really, if you lose the midfield battle, you're gonna get inside 50s. So defense probably did better than they could have. It. I think the game was lost rather than defense. It was actually midfield.
Jesus Christ. Oh Lord.
Well,
We got a rough
go
rate.
into the Saints game.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this Saints game. I am just. I don't know if you can even just pray anymore, but you got to pray.
Amen. In the name of the Father and the Son, our Father who art in heaven.
Amen. Oh God, we're saying prayers now. It's got. This is just low. This is a new low. Oh God. Yeah. Well, let's get into this preview against the Saints, who we normally end up losing by under 6 points to.
Hey, it will be a close game.
Yep.
Rather than 60 points.
Yep.
At least I can be. At least I can have a heart attack rather than die slowly.
Yeah, I'd rather have a heart attack than die slowly. Go on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh man. So. All right. I'm trying to think of like some changes right now that could happen, but after seeing what I just saw, I can't really predict anything because based off what we saw against Geelong, which is the good Carlton, compared to what we just saw against Adelaide, the buried underground Carlton. That is absolutely shocking. I never want to see that game or hear anything about it ever again.
Well,
it's really hard.
I'm gonna have to raise a question.
Yeah.
Did we play well or did Geelong play badly?
No, I'm saying we played well. We got them in every stat possible.
Yeah.
I think that
I didn't think it was as noticeable as the Geelong, the North Melbourne and West Coast sides, right? They looked severely inadequate. Their mistakes is not a side that's top 8 or even top 10 or top 13.
Imagine how West Coast fans feel.
Yeah, but I just don't want to be in the bottom of the pack with that lot.
No.
I'm sick of being the embarrassing team, the one that everyone makes fun of, the one that gets all the memes, the one that gets hated on, the one that gets abused by their own fans. I just want a positive environment. I want to be able to post positive things, speak about positive things on here, rather than negative.
Yep. Very well said. All right. Yep.
So, any changes? Are there any forced changes? Was there injury?
No, there wasn't an injury, but I think there's an injury in the VFL, which went to Ben Camporelli. I'm not sure how severe it is, but I'm hoping he's all right because he's generally a gun. He's going to be a weapon for us.
Did you see it? It must have happened late.
Did I catch much of the VFL, was it?
No. Did you see him get injured?
Yes. Yeah, I was watching.
What did it look like?
Lying on the ground, looking like an ankle, and we know his ankle problems. So.
Oh yeah, he had an ankle problem earlier. Oh no, it was a foot infection or something.
Yeah, foot infection. Yeah, prayers up for him. I reckon he'll be okay. It didn't look too severe as it sounded. He was able to
Okay.
walk it off, which is a good sign.
Mm.
Thank God the Harry Jones injury. That is the most gruesome
Oh,
thing on field. Holy
sheesh.
shit.
That
Oh
gave
my
me
God.
nightmares.
Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really, really interesting one with these changes because I think we're going to see one big change. And I think that's going to be Jackson Binns comes in
Oh
for
yeah,
a
he
winger.
played well. The only criticism towards Binns lately is
He's pretty cocky.
no, not just that. It's he doesn't make good football decisions on
No,
the field.
not really.
Like his footy IQ is apparently lacks, and his disposal efficiency is not good. So I don't know. I think he might need to do put some more form in more than usual.
Hey, if it's not Jackson Binns, it'll be Lucas Camporelli.
Well, even he hasn't had the best few weeks.
Yeah, true. He's only averaged about 15 touches, which isn't
Yeah.
ideal for him. All right. At least we've got fan questions this week, so that'll cheer me up a little bit.
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't write, but I can memorize them. I think.
I'll go in a little bit of analysis of the Saints, I guess. Got Jack McRae. He's a big pickup. He's been their best bull in the midfield. So yeah, you want to nullify him. They have good taggers. Who's the tagger? Is it Wagner Miller?
No, he's more of a
tagger?
halfback, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know that. One of them. I don't know the Saints that well, to be honest.
Boring this game.
I never want to. They're big call here. They're my 17th favorite team. Collingwood is my 18th favorite team. I actually hate them more than Essendon and Richmond.
Yep.
Don't know why. At the moment, I'm just feeling it. Those spots seem to change up a bit. Obviously, because we weren't around in the 90s and 80s, I don't feel much hate towards Essendon lately. Collingwood is I curse the Collingwood players for watching.
It's not good.
The whole family packs out.
Fuck Peter
Goes and sleeps in a tent in a caravan park.
That bang, shots fired. Love to hear it. Oh god.
So, who else? They got Wilkie, he's a good defender, I think. Jack Higgins, obviously the idiot that got the clutch goal against us last time. I don't even know what they had to play for that game. Like, it was just demoralizing that game, really. But yeah, we are their bogey side.
Yep.
And just don't underestimate the Saints. They're very defensive. They kept Freo to 33 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Let's go into fan questions unless you have anything else to add.
Alright, and then we'll do predictions and then we'll get out of here because that was a really rough kind of talk about. But lucky we got it over and done with. Alright. First one we've got is SDK over TDK. Yeah, TDK, SDK is not getting offered 17 million by the Saints. So that question can get stuffed.
Well, we saw who's the better De-Koning when they versed each other last year.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Debate.
I like this question. Which Essendon player would you take? Can't take Merritt, Caldwell, Parrish, Durham. I forgot the last one, but if you say it, I'll probably remember it. And Langford. You can't take Langford. That was the one.
I was going to say that.
There you go. I'm taking Xavier Dersma.
Oh yeah. Did he say Caddy?
No Caddy.
Well, Caddy, he's a great youngster.
Yeah. I mean, he's more
Plenty
than
of
would get there.
promise. So why not
Yep.
have him? Probably don't need him, but at the moment, but he's probably the next best player I can think of that he hasn't said we can't take.
Shout out Hanger Footy too for that question. Appreciate that,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the lab on Carlton Blues 25 account. Thank you for all your support. All right, question: does Mott's get dropped this week? We'll get into that in about 5 minutes. The next two questions I've completely forgotten about, so I'm actually going to check right now. I'm not sure if you'll still be able to hear me. I think you
Okay.
can.
I
Can you
can
still
at the
hear?
moment. Yes.
Who's your favourite player, past or present? Okay.
Okay. Past for me would be Cooter.
Yep.
Unreal. Lifted the game on his shoulder. Lifted the team on his shoulders in the 1999 prelim. That's the biggest clutch game ever.
Yep.
By any player, I reckon. It was
100%.
unreal, taking marks, goals everywhere.
Brian Chris Judd.
I loved Chris Judd. He was the first player when I was really starting to get into it when I was like 5. So Juddy, also like Murph. Murph was a great role model. But currently it's got to be Cripper.
Yep. Has to be. All right. My past, I think we actually have answered this question before in the Father's Day podcast. My past would be Eddie Betts. I think I remember saying that.
Loved him.
He's the only one I
fellow
remember.
small forward.
Yeah, really the only one I can remember growing up. I'm not gonna give away anything on the podcast. A few people, I've told Louis about it. Something with Eddie Betts, but we won't get into that just yet.
Yeah.
We'll get into that when it is announced. Present. Yeah, I'm loving Jack Silvani at the moment, and obviously got to go with your Button and your Kernos as well.
Yeah.
All right. And the next question is: will we beat the Saints?
Well, that's a good segue into predictions.
Let's get into it. Righto, Louis. What do you want me to hit on? What do you want?
Non-negotiable. We have to win this game.
Yeah,
I think the pressure will be so intense. They have to show effort. I think we do win it by 10 points.
Yep.
It will be a close affair, but we're always sort of in the winning position. And let's say Jesse Motlop kicks the clutch goal.
Yep.
Like
I would absolutely love to see that, and that's where I have Jesse Motlop in my team. There you go. So I don't know.
So
do you have any best
Jesse Motlop get dropped? I don't think he will get dropped yet.
If he plays bad this week, then yes.
Well, yeah, because Orazio is getting closer to his return. So once he comes back, there probably could be a straight swap if he hasn't improved.
Yeah,
but I think he can. I have faith. I reckon he can do it this week.
Same here. I have faith in Motlop. Jesus Christ, holy stutter. Other than, oh God, I give up. You know who you are, talking about Motlop and how bad he is. Okay, so, this is exciting. I like predictions. All right, Carlton by 4 points. A bold call. Not really bold call. It's just going to happen. TDK is going to jump. Oh my God, Henry. Fucking hell, today would be nice. TDK is going to do it. Oh my God, TDK is going to do a jumper tug. Jesus Christ, how hard was that to spit out? Yeah.
Too much talking. Junior,
holy hell. So Kerno needs a big game, and that's something we'll get into soon. Oh no, my picture came off. Oh dear, hang on. We've got a Carlton poster slowly flying. That's not ideal. Not really
Could be
show you.
symbolic.
Maybe a little bit. Oh god. Kuno 5 goals and Motlop 3 goals, and he shushes the crowd with a celebration of his phone out in front of him.
That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. We were trying to visually. We'll have to visually describe what we his celebration with the, I don't know, the hand. If you know, you know.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get into some team lineups. Ooh, okay. This is where I have 2 changes. Only
Okay.
2, which is actually surprising, but one's a pretty big name. Both going to be managed. Actually, no. One's going to be dropped. One's going to be managed. All right. First, I want to get my ins. Oh, no. 3 changes. Sorry. 3 changes. Because I forgot about Jay Sauce. All right. So, Sauce comes in for Young.
Yeah.
Jackson Binns comes in as the sub for Blake Acres.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is probably fair because this is the worst we've ever seen him play. And then I'm going to say Lockie Fogarty out for... I don't know, he's been okay. I won't say he's been better than Motlop.
He's been better than Motlop.
Has he?
Yeah, just by his effort.
Yeah, that's probably fair enough.
But he hasn't kicked many goals.
I still think he gets dropped.
Okay.
And in comes, we can't bring in Frankie Evans after what I just saw.
Yeah, 0 goals.
0 goals. And then we see Ashton Moyer come in as well.
I don't think Ashton Moyer will be anywhere near. He has not done well in the VFL, barely kicking goals, barely getting touches, barely taking marks, tackles. I don't know.
Maybe
don't know what's up with him either.
Quick little thing. I wasn't going to actually share this question, but it's kind of come to my attention after just saying that. It won't happen, but I did get a question, who gets delisted this year? And I don't like answering this question. Something that we don't like answering. I don't know if we want to answer that now or do we want to answer it at the end of the year?
Probably at the end of the year, but I mean, at the moment, it's kind of looking like one of those small forwards. Look, someone's going to make way for Jagger's spot back, so they'll probably delist it. I think Will White's done enough to kind of keep himself in. I think, Francis Evans might cop it. Who else?
Lemmy's probably on his last string, but he's actually done all right this year.
Don't they have 3-year contracts anyway? This is Moyer's second year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's safe for another year probably.
Yeah. Probably Jackson Binns. He's close.
Nah.
I don't know. Maybe Rob Monaghan. He started to improve in the VFL.
Yeah. He's a long-term project. Probably not on a big salary.
You need to get into your team lineups. I mean, I distracted you, so off you go.
Oh, I don't know. Doherty might get dropped, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Get some more form.
There's another one that's copped criticism.
Yeah. But he did play badly this time round. Yeah, I think he got moved to defence, so he kind of struggled there a bit.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, he comes out for... Look, it's going to depend on the injury list, actually. I don't know how far... I feel like if you fracture something, it's not normally a week out. I thought it would be more of 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
unless it's
No,
like a minor fracture.
yeah, we need him now.
So
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Okay.
It's kind of a Carlton thing to do, though, isn't it? We always rush someone back.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of afraid of.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'd be those two.
Heavy strapping.
Maybe a Young out as well. I don't know. Young was. I thought he was okay. Let me see his stats. I think he got like 17.
Yeah, he was okay. He wasn't terrible.
I think it was more. It was more about who he was on and how many goals he let get on him. You know.
Yeah.
I think he was. He must have been on. Was he on,
Taylor
Tex?
Walker. Yeah, he was on Tex. But that's also an experience thing, though. Like, Tex is obviously a ton more experience than what Young is, so.
Tex only kicked 1 goal, but he did have quite a bit of impact around the ground.
Yeah, he was very unselfish.
Yeah. So good job to him, but goal assists. And you got 1 there. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I'll say. I did my prediction.
That wraps up episode 28. There we go. Yeah, good.
Yep.
Yeah, good. All right, Louis. I will catch you later. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you did get to this point, I really do appreciate every single one of you. If you are still listening, drop a footy emoji in the chat. You know, one of them rugby balls that they have. We'll see who stays till the end. Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Up the Baggers.
Up the Baggers, even though we're still shit. And, yeah, we're shit. Go Blues.
Bye.